The International Baccalaureate Diploma Program is a 2-year program. It's at both East and West High School. It's for juniors and seniors, and it's for any student who's intrinsically motivated. And right now what we're doing is building up advanced pathways in the Waterloo schools, so this could be an opportunity for any of our students.
I wanted to do an IB because of the university opportunity for the credits, like if you enter school as like a sophomore or a junior. But then as I went on the journey and I learned more information, it became because I love to learn.
One pro about the IB experience is you get the same teachers throughout the whole day and for the 2 years, so you really get to know your teachers and the environment you're in because it's the same kids also. So you're just surrounded by a group of people that you really get to know and trust over the 2 years.
There's days when you just kind of get tired of it and you're like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, but then you picture the end product and you think about how much you're really growing as a person and a student, so it helps motivate you to keep going.
So these juniors and seniors will essentially be in a cohort, a small group of not more than 25 students, and over those 2 years they're going to take 6 courses as well as the Theory of Knowledge course, and then they have to participate in this wonderful experience called CAS, Creativity, Activity, and Service, where the students will be reflecting on what helps them stay balanced, as well as participating in group and individual service work.
I'm looking forward to being in class with a lot of my friends and a lot of also higher level thinkers.
I really want to be with people who want to learn as much as I do. They're more motivated to get things done in class, and they really have a thirst for knowledge.
The biggest reasons that colleges don't retain students is writing skills aren't sufficient and time management. And kids in the IB program must learn to manage their time, so when they go into the college campus, they are ready.
Would you agree that this angle is 60 degrees there, yes or no? Yeah.
The IB math is actually a pre-calc beginning, and it will go into calculus over a span of 2 years. It, like the other IB courses, is very rigorous.
The biggest thing that we see in IB classes are that the students are more motivated, and also they have more an intuitive sense when it comes to mathematics, that they see things rather quickly, which allows us to move through material at a faster pace, and then ultimately allows us to do things at a deeper level and create more problem-solving situations. Cosine of 60 degrees plus I sine. We understand that because of the difficulty level that the kids are not going to always be able to meet those demands in an 8-hour day, and so what we try to do is have evening study sessions.
All the IB teachers have been phenomenal about making themselves available for help. He is very unique. He's here in the evenings, he's here in the mornings. They need a little humor, and they need to know that he's always there, and he is. They feel very confident in his support.
The one thing I really like to build is this sense of community, because you obviously can achieve more as a unit than you can on an individual basis, and so we want kids to have that support system in class, because nobody wants to sit there in class and not understand something, so we try to give everybody that immediate feedback and that immediate help.
How is their interpretation more wrong than his interpretation of it?
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Within Theory of Knowledge is Socratic Seminar. Socratic Seminar is going to elevate the thinking to that level of where they are critical thinkers, and they continue to change their thinking as they communicate with their peers.
The International Baccalaureate has created 8 areas of knowledge. Those are the AOKs. They break down all knowledge into 8 categories, which now include a religious component and an indigenous cultures component. And then TOK is a whole lot about making connections between those. So, you know, what you learn in music or the arts can often be very mathematical, and it's no longer just a separation of those things. So it's more about shaping the person into a good contributing member of a global society, a worldwide society, and not just learning content.
Because if they don't believe in the faith healing, is it a crime to keep them away from the doctor?
But he's 16.
One of the things the IB students have told me since they've been engaging in Socratic Seminar is how transformative it becomes. At times they say, I used to think about something this way, but when I heard somebody next to me, it changed my thinking on the spot. And that's the whole idea of letting it exist and only having the teacher in the role as facilitator. They do not engage or steer the conversation. It truly comes from the students, and that's where you're going to see that perspective taking change for them too.
They were used to just being very much individual and worried about getting their work done, which in a traditional classroom is almost competitive. And so it's really great to see them see each other's positions and understand that other people can have different opinions and still be right, but also that they can be a cohesive group and support each other, and they're not in it alone and it's not a competition. There are days when I come that I can't wait to get to East High. It's like, I can't wait to see these kids because they're going to have such great things to say. It's so rewarding and invigorating.
We're going to get the yellow middles, right?
Yeah.
So you want to...
Today the kids are in a Rubiks Cube club. They're fourth graders who've been identified with high spatial intelligence. I got interested in the Rubiks Cube because my son Dan could do a Rubiks Cube very quickly. And these kids are following patterns in a mosaic to make a big picture that will be 100 cubes big.
Our final project's going to be our principal's head out of Rubik's Cubes. It's going to be really cool, and I think over 100 cubes.
What's really nice about having these kids come in is that they work with the kids, they organize them, they all know how to do the Rubik's Cube, although some of them had to learn it from the fourth graders. And I can tell them what to do, but then they are very self-directed at working with the kids.
Not all CAS projects have to be how you picture community service, kind of. This is just something fun, like a fun way to interact with higher level, younger kids.
We have to have a certain amount of projects we do by our senior year. So this is just a nice way to start off the year. This will help us develop more complex ideas throughout our community in the end. I was basically in charge of assigning everybody which role they want and just basically making sure they all work together nicely. It's just a feeling that you have, that just that accomplishment of we did this together.
I love doing art, and this is kind of like everything, so it's drawing and painting and mixed media and just kind of everything in one, but advanced at the same time.
And very consistent with IB juniors all over the world, that first fall is a little bit of an awakening. They're learning how to be academically resilient, and it will be transformative. Some of those students are already showing that they've created some habits as far as time management or forming study groups, and these are two practices that they haven't done before.
It was very much worth the experience going to these workshops. It not only helped me in the IB classroom, but I use it and it's trickled down into all of my other classes too. It opened my ideas of what an art teacher could look like and how to get my students to think deeper about themselves as artists.
This is a new challenge for them, academically and emotionally. So one of my main goals is to support them emotionally.
I don't know, about my comfort zone. Like, I'm so used to just getting stuff done whenever and just flying by. It's too easy, but now I have to work.
All of the classes are super difficult, but I was talking like my parents and other people, and they say it's just like what college is, so it kind of definitely prepares us for it.
You really have to get better at time management, which is really important because you can't just like slack off and do nothing. You really have to use all the time that you have. I think it's really going to come in handy, especially like in college when you have to do all this work, and then even in the work setting, you have to manage your time well.